Guys, guys, I'm gonna be honest. This is probably gonna be one of my favorite videos I've ever made for various reasons. Hope you guys enjoy it. Hello everyone, Kaiser here, and today I'm back with a new and very special video, which is me showing off my custom Tsuyu Asui or Froppy from My Hero Academia. And this video is really special to me because it's going to be my first collab video with one of my good friends over on Instagram and on YouTube, Anime Heroes Customs. I believe we had met a while ago, back when he had first started his Instagram account, and we actually became really good friends, talking about different figures we were working on and stuff like that. And so I decided to ask him, hey, if he wanted to collab with me, and he said yes. So we decided to both make Tsuyu Asui or Froppy from My Hero Academia, mostly because we both like her as a character, one of my favorites, and we were already planning on making her, so it just seemed like a good time to do it. I believe that his video is out already, so be sure to go check that out. I'll leave a link in the description. So my video is going to be coming out a bit later, but I still hope you guys enjoy it. So with that, let's get into the figure. And here is my custom Tsuyu Asui or Froppy figure. And I have to say, I like how it came out. There were a lot of things that I wanted to do with this figure, and for the most part, I think I pulled it off pretty well. Starting with the head, this is made from a DC superhero girls. I believe it was Supergirl, and like my custom Uraraka and Jiro, it's the same type of head that I used before. But for this one, I actually melted the mouth a bit with acetone, because acetone can melt plastic, and I did this in order to get a more flat mouth for Sue, since in most 3D models and just how she looks, she has a pretty flat mouth. I know that sounds weird, but since she is based off a frog, that's just how it looks, and I wanted to be sure to replicate that, and I think I did. And for how I actually got the shape of the mouth, I pretty much took an X-Acto knife and carved into the mouth in order to get the shape. And then I went in with some black paint to paint the groove, I guess you can call it that, of her mouth, so it didn't look like it was just a cut in her mouth. So yeah, I think I pulled it off pretty well. I think it could be a bit better, but it's not too bad. And that also goes for her eyes. Since her eyes are pretty simple, that just makes it harder to actually do, since it has to look perfect. And again, I think they could be a bit better, but I think I pulled it off pretty well. I will get into her hair later, because that's something very special. But going on to her body, it's the same Fortnite body that I've used for, again, Uraraka and Jiro, just heavily modified this time. All I really did was add some sculpting to her chest, and pretty much went over the entire figure with a balloon. I know that sounds weird, but I wanted to make sure her outfit looked seamless, kind of, and using a green balloon worked pretty well. I've used it's kind of like the same thing I did with Midoriya's arms, so yeah. And after that, all I really did was go over and paint it green and add the details such as the black the black details and the gold trim, or it's yellow in the show, but I decided to go with gold. And for the design of this outfit, it is mostly based off of her season 1 outfit, with some hints and pieces of her season 2 or her winter outfit. It was really easy to do for the most part. Her belt is made out of like this kind of leather material. I think it's leather. And I pretty much just wrapped it around the waist and used some green beads in order to make the little dots. And I pretty much did that for the entire belt, as you can see. And the same material I used for the belt, I also used for the gloves, as you can see. I just wrapped that around a tube that goes around the wrist. The hands are removable, so I can just show you how that works. So yeah. And then for the buckles on her gloves, those are just made out of wire. For the legs and the lower body in general, again, it was pretty simple. It is the original figure. I just heavily modified it in order to get it to crouch, pretty much, since that's something I'll talk about more in articulation. But I did modify it, as you can see, in order to get the legs moving out more. And for the basic design, it's pretty much black electrical tape wrapped around the legs with some thread to show off the yellow V that goes across her thigh highs. I think that's what it's supposed to be. And her feet were actually pretty hard to do, since they have the little the little green dots that go on the bottom, and that was hard to do since I wanted to make sure the ankle could still move up, and good thing it does. And for the actual feet, I know that in the show her boots have more of a heel design, but this was the best I could do, and I think it worked out pretty well. I pretty much used green gems on the back of the boots, or the feet, and at the top in order to get that three-toed boot design. And then I used thread to give it the extra detail. Worked out pretty well. So yeah, there's not exactly a lot to go over in terms of just the basic process of making it, but it still works out pretty well. But again, there are a few things that I wanted to try. Let's go back to her head. As you can see, the visor is removable, and like the belt and the glove, this is made out of the same material. And I actually used hot glue sticks to make the little visor parts that stick out, and I used gems as the eyes, I'm presuming. And you can just stick that right on the head. Fits on there pretty well. And for the tongue, as you can see, that is actually a removable piece. I'm not going to remove it here because I'm afraid of losing it, but I will show pictures showing that it is a removable piece. This was very hard to do since it's such a small piece, and I didn't want to lose it. And carving the mouth in order to get it to fit in there was a challenge, but like I said, I'm stubborn, but I got it to work. The hair is pretty much doll hair, like I've made before, and that's because I wanted her hair to not only look natural without looking blocky and stuff like that, but I also wanted it to be posable, as you can see. And the way I did that was I pretty much went through the normal doll process of making hair, but in the midst of that, I put a wire in the back of her head, and for her bow piece, that's actually a separate piece, I made the bow piece and then I wrapped it around the wire so that both pieces would stick together, so the hair would look complete and it would also be posable. I'm not sure if the hair is too short, but I do like how it came out. So yeah. And like I said before, I'm stubborn, like I said before. So there were a lot of trial and error with this figure, and a few things that I wanted to do didn't come out as well, but for like the big things, which was the tongue, the mouth, I know that sounds weird, and the posable hair, I think I pulled it off pretty well. So with that, let's get into articulation. The head can go up pretty far, as you can see, and it can go down pretty far, and it can go side to side. Probably gonna move the visor or goggles to make this easier. Like I said before, hair is posable. Her arms can go out that far, and she can move them forward and back. She has a elbow swivel, and it can also bend in that much. She has a wrist swivel and a hinge. She can bend forward about that much, if you can see, and she can bend back. And she has a chest swivel. Her legs can go out pretty far. And they can go out like this. She has a thigh swivel. She has double jointed knees. And she has an ankle joint, so it can go up, it can go down, and she does have an ankle pivot. And like I said, I wanted to make sure that she could get into like different poses, because it's been shown that she's a pretty agile character. She's pretty much the Spider-Man of My Hero Academia. So that was another thing that I had a lot of trial and error with, getting that posability I wanted. But as you can see from pictures on screen, I think I pulled it off pretty well. You are able to get her crouching in some Spider-Man poses, flying through the air. And as you can see in this picture, I also made another accessory, which is pretty much her long extended tongue, which was made out of wire and a balloon. I think that worked out pretty well. I'm not sure if it's going to be able to carry any figures, but it's a pretty cool feature that I wanted to add in. And I will also show another picture showing off all my Hero Academia figures so far, with the inclusion of Sue. And I think she fits in pretty well. She's a bit shorter than Uraraka, which is how it's supposed to be. And I say she's probably one of my best My Hero figures so far. There are a few that I'm planning to, go back and redo and make better. But as of now, I say she's one of the best. And that's going to have to do it for my custom Froppy figure. I really, really enjoy making this figure, and I hope you guys enjoyed the video. It was a lot of fun making this alongside along Anime Heroes Customs, and as I said before, he has his own video showing off how he made his Froppy figure. His work is amazing, as I will show on screen. So it would mean a lot to me, and it would mean a lot to him if you guys go check out his video. He's gonna show off some of my work, I'll show off some of his. I have another video planned with both our Froppy customs. It's gonna be fun. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. Be sure to go check out Anime Heroes Customs. Be sure to tell them I sent you, just being that guy. Yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.